All right, this is part 15 of painting a storm giant miniature from Nolzur's, and I'm going to really quickly here use this basilicum gray Citadel's contrast color line to paint the base that he's on here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm probably going to go back with a little of the brass and a little of the orange leather and finish those jobs, and then a little known oil gloss on some of the shiny bits. So, oops, oh boy, oh my. Here's my brush that I was wise enough just before sitting up here to wash out with a little brush cleaner. Just being mindful not to get any on the transparency as best as I can. A little translucence effect. Definitely gonna need a little more of this. Oh boy. Ouch. That got dark fast. So just gonna work it. As best as I can. Working it around. Kind of a good coat of gray to sort of get in a zenithal highlight. Without having to mask off anything and break out an airbrush at this late stage in the game. But this contrast color does its job well. So just a little more here. And I now realize that the camera can't kind of see what's going on. The angle isn't the best, I admit. But suffice to say, I'm just slathering this on like a barbecue. And trying to get it to work down into some of the hard to reach spaces, while at the same time try not to goop up all the hard work that I did previous. Is it perfect? No, not at all. Will it suffice? Yes, it will. So, just getting down the last little bits that I can. I can definitely, you can always come back in and do some basing later on and cover all of this up. But anything that's just like this bright primered gray is going to stand out if you try to do that, in my opinion. So okay. Now, for some gnome oil on his brightly colored battle armor, So the correct Nuln oil. There's two. There's just regular Nuln oil, and then there's this Nuln oil gloss, and this is from back in 2014, um, 10 years ago. At this point, just gonna slather this on again like barbecue sauce at the later stages of a rib roast. So just get out my brush, dip it on in there. Oh, oh boy. Be careful, some of this is quite wet. So this Nuln oil gloss does a great job on metallics and metallic surfaces, but I guess the two things to keep in mind is, one, you really have to let the metallic surfaces dry before putting it on there. Two, you have to keep moving it around to keep it from pooling too heavily in any one place. But keeping those in mind, you got quite a nice product with this Citadel non-oil gloss. Okay. And then, yeah. Try to mop a little of that up and then maybe bring it over here to his sword. Can't believe I just... Did I just dab this on the napkin? It's expensive as it is, still having multiple places to put it. And I'm just wiping it off on the napkin like it's pancake syrup here. Unbelievable. What am I doing? Okay. And put a little more on the blade of the sword. And yeah, this is where I kind of hope some of those brush strokes kind of would go in and create sort of a Damascus steel effect. But oh yeah, just kind of get it down in the nooks and crannies a little bit here. Okay. All right, now a quick finishing touch. Let's see if this brass is still good from yesterday. I might need to put down a little more. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll work. It's just very watery. And you don't necessarily want these metal paints to be exceedingly watered down for their application. But I think for this, I'm just going to quickly sort of get this finial tip here. And with that, I have to say the base coating is finished, right? So huzzah. At least I have a color down for everything at this point. Okay. All right. Well, we'll let that dry a little bit, and work on the top of his Roman pomp here, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure what the correct name is for that. Okay, I need to continue to bring up again the Rhinox hide after its wash, and then a little bit of this brown leather to, I guess, kind of tie the backs of the sandals on with. Okay. Zero. I think I'm going to want to use a 0, 0 from my Series 7 Winsor & Newton lineup of watercolor brushes. Normally I would use these more for blending and not for base coating, but I wanted a little extra precision and control, and I think for that I'm going to need to put on my Egon Spengler goggles again and see what I can do here. I can good and close. Oh, unacceptable. Trying to be as precise as I can here, but I'm still getting out of the lines on numerous occasions. As you can see, a little frustrating. I'm going to try this again here. Part of it is that I am really trying hard to stay focused under the camera lens, and I'm not even doing that great of a job of it. I need to turn my little headlamps on here. Oh, yeah. Yes. Now we're spelunking. Oh, sorry. I just looked up to make sure I could get this in the camera. Yes. Like I said, pretty delicate brushwork. Ooh, sorry, it's just very delicate work and sometimes difficult to do much besides just kind of get in and work on this as closely as possible in these moments. And okay, but ooh, I guess one thing I've really enjoyed about Dungeons and Dragons lately is the movie that just recently came out, and I went to go see it in theaters with just a high level. Well, I didn't really give it much of a chance. I assumed it would be terrible. But, being a fan of the tabletop RPG for many years now, I couldn't, and I love going to see movies. That's the other thing. So I gave it a try. And I was not at all disappointed. Not at all disappointed. It was excellent. Good music, excellent characters, fun plot. And I even watched it again pretty recently with sort of a little bit of suspension of disbelief about how much I liked it the first time that I watched it. Thinking, no, I'm not sure. I don't know if it was really that good. But then, upon the second watching, yeah, it still held up. So, I was impressed. And, again, good soundtrack, good characters, fun story. So if you haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to do so. But I feel like for the most part, the people who are watching this have probably already seen it, maybe numerous times. All right, so turn my headlamps off here. Yeah, that is it. That's complete as far as a base coat is concerned. Like I said, I'm gonna still need to bring up some of these colors quite a bit. And if you think about it, at this stage, it's really the darkest. I feel like almost. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do real quick is for the rest of the leather bits, I'm gonna go ahead and put the sepia wash on, so that when we come back, we can cover up that with, excuse me, the leather orange. So for a wash, generally speaking, you want a pretty big brush. I'm going to tap my number 2 here. Sorry, it's got a little fuzz issue. Okay, here we go. All right, and then yeah, so I'm just gonna apply it to the sepia wash, sepia tone. Great for orange leathers, I feel like. It just does such a good job. As I was saying, kind of at the end of this stage, the miniature, the model, is really going to be, it's like as dark as it's going to get in terms of its base colors. And from here, I'm going to start bringing them up little by little in shade and tone. And anyway. The next step is reestablishing the base coat colors. So I will go in with these colors, sort of reapply them on top of the wash where they got darkened up quite a bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This one down here too. Yeah, sepia shade does sepia wash does just a really nice job on these leathers. This orange leather from Scale Color. I mean, it does a great job with the rest of the Vallejo line as well, but yeah, I like it. Okay. All right. I think that is about that for the sepia wash. And I might, you know what though, I'll go in and do I really feel like the Army Painter's Quick Shade has a good flesh wash. So I'm gonna for brass. So I'm probably gonna use a little of the flesh wash on the brass, and that'll be my last wash coat. And then yeah, at that point, it's really gonna be about as dark as it'll get. Okay. So till next time. See you then.